We're back for another episode and another deep dive. Let's get ready.
All right, everybody, get ready, because today we're diving headfirst into a really fascinating space. We're talking AI, marketing, and get this, talking pictures.
And hold on to your hats because we're not talking about your grandma's moving portraits here.
No, definitely not.
This is next level stuff.
Yep.
We're talking about AI that can take a single image, just a regular photo, and turn it into a full-blown video, complete with speech and even singing. It's wild.
Honestly, the first time I saw this tech in action, specifically this thing called Emo from Alibaba, I was floored. You literally feed it a picture and boom, you've got a video that looks like it took a whole team of animators to create.
It's mind-blowing, right? And the crazy thing is, it's not just creating these basic animations, like where the mouth is just kind of opening and closing. We're talking about life-like facial expressions, sync lips, everything.
It's like somebody breathes life into a photograph.
Exactly. And emo, by the way, stands for Emote Portrait Alive, which kind of says it all, doesn't it? It analyzes these micro-expressions, mimics vocal patterns. It's really remarkable.
It really is.
Yeah.
But it's not just emo that's shaking things up in this space. We've got Microsoft's VSA1, and they're doing some groundbreaking stuff, too.
Absolutely. VSA1 is super interesting because it's really focused on creating these hyper-realistic virtual characters. Think like the kind you might see in a high-end video game.
Yeah, or even like a virtual news anchor.
Exactly. And the implications for marketing are huge. Imagine brand mascots that can actually interact with customers in real time.
Or personalized avatars for online shopping experiences.
Possibilities are endless.
Okay, so we've got these AI tools creating some pretty amazing talking heads. But what about the rest of the body? Can AI animate a whole GIF or a short video from scratch?
You're thinking ahead. We're already seeing AI systems that are doing a surprisingly good job at generating realistic body movements and gestures.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
So are we talking like product demos, explainer videos, stuff like that?
Exactly. All without needing a Hollywood budget.
So it's like AI is breaking down those barriers, those cost and complexity barriers that have always been there with video production.
Precisely. And this goes hand in hand with another trend we're seeing. The rise of these user-friendly, AI-powered video editing tools, Segmine, for example, they're doing really impressive work in this area. Their Pixel Flow tool is a game changer.
Okay, so we've got all these AI tools that can create these talking images and animated GIFs, but the big question is, do they actually work for marketing? Like, in a world that's already drowning in video content, are GIFs still relevant?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
It is.
Video is powerful, no doubt about it. But it comes with challenges, especially when it comes to using it effectively on websites.
Totally. One of the biggest headaches I've always had with video, and I'm sure I'm not alone here, is file size. Big video files can absolutely pank your website's loading times, and nobody's got time for that.
And it's not just about user experience either. Slow loading times can kill your website's SEO.
Search engine optimization.
Right. If your site takes forever to load, Google's not going to like it.
So how do GIFs fit into this whole equation?
Think of GIFs as the ninjas of the visual world. They're small, they're fast, they're attention-grabbing, and they just work. They load quickly, they play automatically, and you don't need any special plugins or anything. They're the perfect way to capture attention in our fast-paced digital world.
And it's funny you mentioned capturing attention, because one thing that GIFs have always been great at is, that meme potential.
Absolutely. Memes are practically their own language these days, and AI gives marketers the power to tap into that by creating custom animated GIFs that really resonate with specific audiences.
I can already see the potential for brands to create these really humorous or relatable GIFs that perfectly match their brand voice and, speak directly to their target audience.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're leveraging the shareability and novelty of GIFs while making sure they align with your overall marketing strategy.
Okay, so it seems like we've established that GIFs definitely still have a place in the modern marketer's toolkit, especially with this boost from AI. So let's dig a little deeper into the practical applications, the benefits, and maybe a few words of caution. What are some specific ways that marketers can use this technology? We were just saying how GIFs are like the ninjas of visual content,
Hmm.
quick, efficient, attention-grabbing. But there's more to it than just speed, right?
Right. There's something about that looping quality of a GIF. It really makes the message stick in your head.
Yeah, it's like that saying, show, don't tell, but on repeat.
Exactly. A video plays once and it's gone, but a GIF, it just keeps going. So instead of just talking about a product feature, you can show it in action over and over.
And because it's looping, it's not as intrusive as a video.
Exactly. GIFs are perfect for those short attention span moments we're all familiar with, scrolling through social media, banner ads, that kind of thing. And now with AI making it so much easier to make high-quality GIFs, it's a game changer.
It really is. It's like AI is leveling the playing field, right?
Yeah.
You don't need a big budget or a team of editors to make engaging visuals anymore.
It really is democratizing content creation. There are tools out there like DID, for example. You can upload a picture, add some text, and bam! You've got yourself a talking head video ready to be turned into a GIF.
Yeah, I was playing around with DID the other day, and I was actually really impressed with how easy it was to use.
That ease of use is a huge deal, especially for small businesses or startups, right? They don't always have the budget for fancy video production, but with these tools, they can still create some really eye-catching content.
Totally. And speaking of eye-catching, we were talking earlier about the meme potential of GIFs. And I want to circle back to that because, memes can be powerful marketing tools. But can AI-generated GIFs really be used effectively for meme marketing, even for brands that aren't known for being, super funny?
I think so, yeah. Memes work because they tap into those shared experiences. They're relatable, and a lot of times they're funny, which never hurts. They can spread so quickly online. And the great thing is, they don't have to be those silly cat videos or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right. So how can a business, even one in a more serious industry, create a meme without seeming like they're trying too hard?
It all comes down to really knowing your audience and figuring out how to connect with them authentically. Like, what kind of humor do they respond to? Are there in-jokes or references they'd get? It could be something specific to your industry or even just a relatable work-life balance joke.
Right, something everyone can relate to?
Exactly. Like, let's say there's a trending meme format that everyone's using, like that one with the surprised reaction.
Right.
A software company could use that meme format, but show someone being surprised by how easy the software is to use. See what I mean?
So it's like you're taking something familiar and making it your own.
Exactly. You're joining the conversation. And GIFs are so shareable, that meme you create could go viral. It could really boost your brand awareness.
Totally. All right, so we've talked about a lot of the upsides of using AI-generated visuals in marketing. But it's important to be aware of the potential downsides, too. And one thing that comes to mind is quality control.
Yeah, that's a big one. Because as amazing as this technology is, it's not perfect.
Oh, I'm sure there have been some AI mishaps along the way.
There have definitely been a few. The tech is getting better all the time, but you can't just blindly trust it. You really have to pay attention to the details. Is there anything that looks off? Anything unnatural?
Still needs a human eye.
It does,
Yeah.
at least for now.
So quality control is definitely something to keep in mind. What else should marketers be wary of? We were just talking about some of the potential downsides of using AI to create visual content. And you mentioned quality control. Are there other things marketers should be thinking about?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest ones is, the temptation to overuse it. It's
Yeah.
like getting a cool new toy, right? You want to use it for everything.
Oh, totally.
But just because you can add a talking head to every single thing you put out there doesn't mean you should.
It's about being strategic, right? Using these tools to actually enhance your message, not just like bombard your audience with them.
Exactly. Too much of anything can be a bad thing. And with AI-generated visuals, I think there's a real risk of, your website or your social media just turning into this overwhelming mess of flashing images and talking heads.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. Sometimes less is more.
Definitely. So we've got quality control. We've got avoiding overuse. Anything else?
I think it's also really important to keep in mind authenticity.
That's a good point, especially with all this talk about memes and humor. It's easy to get caught up in trends and lose sight of your brand's voice.
Right, and that's the last thing you want. You don't want to become so reliant on AI that your brand starts to feel, robotic or impersonal.
Like a bunch of algorithms instead of actual people.
Exactly. Use these tools to amplify your brand's personality, not replace it. Don't be afraid to let your real voice shine through, even if that means, sometimes you just use a static image or a well-written caption instead of the latest, greatest AI creation.
I like that. Authenticity over algorithms. So to wrap things up for our listeners today, what are the key takeaways when it comes to using AI-generated talking images and GIFs for marketing?
Well, I think the biggest one is to really embrace the power of the GIF. It's lightweight, it's engaging, and with AI, it's easier than ever to create really cool stuff. Don't be afraid to experiment with those meme formats. Figure out what works for your audience. And a little humor never hurt anyone, right?
Never hurts.
But at the same time, don't sacrifice quality. Don't sacrifice authenticity. If it feels forced, your audience will know.
Great advice. A huge thank you to our expert for this awesome deep dive into the world of talking images and GIFs. And to our listeners, we want to hear from you. Have you used AI-generated visuals in your marketing? What worked? What didn't work? Hit us up on social media and let us know. And until next time, happy marketing.
That's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed today's deep dive, don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button. Until the next episode, keep innovating, keep growing, and keep marketing deeply.